You're sitting quietly, trying to focus or sleep, and suddenly it happens. A dog starts barking incessantly, a heavy truck rattles past your window, or a sharp pain flares up in your body. Your nervous system is immediately flooded. The environment demands your attention, and the sensory input feels sharp, chaotic, and impossible to ignore. Our first instinct is almost always to fight back. We cover our ears, we tense our muscles, or we desperately try to push the irritation out of our minds. But there is an alternative. Instead of treating that noise or ache as an enemy to be blocked, you can use it as the exact focal point to enter a state of immediate, focused calm. This is the core mechanism of a practice called Amirtha Dhyanam, a specific form of meditation designed to eliminate the friction between your mind and the outside world. By mastering one simple mental shift, you can strip many disturbances, whether it's a blaring siren or an internal ache, of their power to cause you stress. Let's look at exactly how to make that shift. Step 1 is understanding the difference between fighting your environment and accepting its variations. Imagine standing waist-deep in a rushing river. Traditional focus techniques ask you to grab a heavy rock and hold yourself perfectly still against the current. This left side shows what happens when you do that. By locking yourself in place, you force the water to crash directly into you. That constant collision creates endless turbulence and exhausts your energy. The Amirtha approach asks you to do the exact opposite. You let go of the rock, lift your feet, and allow yourself to travel at the exact speed of the water. Watch the right side. When you match the flow of your environment, the turbulence disappears. You are moving fast, but relative to the water around you, the friction is gone. Mental stability is achieved by removing the friction between yourself and the disturbance, rather than trying to build a stronger wall against it. We can apply this river concept directly to the sounds that disrupt our peace, like a heavy snore, loud construction noise, or a train passing by. Instead of getting frustrated, you intentionally sink your attention into the noise. You merge with its exact frequency, letting it wash over you rather than pushing it away. This even works for the cognitive strain of being socially cornered by a coworker or boss who simply will not stop talking. The trick here is to stop processing the meaning of their words. When you stop trying to follow their logic and listen to their voice as a raw audio waveform, mental effort drops. To maintain the appearance of engagement, you only need to listen for the final moments of their speech pattern. Catching just those last few words gives you exactly enough data to nod and respond appropriately without the stress of absorbing the entire monologue. By stripping away the cognitive weight of the conversation and treating it as a simple acoustic rhythm, you neutralize the irritation of the social obligation. Now that we've covered external sounds, we can turn this technique inward to address physical discomfort, like a severe viral fever or an insect sting. When pain hits, do not try to mentally pull away from it. Instead, plunge your awareness directly into the densest, most intense part of the sensation and move with it. Initially, the pain feels like a solid, heavy block of pure discomfort, occupying your entire focus. But as you move with the pain without resistance, you begin to break the sensation down into raw pulses. In the microseconds between these pulses, a tiny gap of neutral sensation begins to form. By keeping your focus in that neutral gap, you interrupt the feedback loop that makes pain feel like a single, solid mass. This can cause the sensation to lose its intensity and eventually recede from the forefront of your awareness. Practitioners use this to manage intense fevers and sharp stings. Though it does have its limits, it is not a clinical cure, and specific ailments like a stubborn toothache might still persist despite the technique. However, by leaning directly into the discomfort, you stop the psychological struggle against the sensation, which often causes more suffering than the pain itself. To make this work, you need to train the reflex before you actually need it. Do not wait for a high-stress crisis to try merging with a disturbance for the first time. Instead, you can practice a controlled exercise called Amirtha Varshini. This involves intentionally listening to discordant, slightly irritating audio to safely train your mind's ability to merge. Put on a clashing, unpleasant track and just sit with it. Practice dropping your mental resistance until the noise no longer triggers an emotional spike. Here is your challenge. The very next time an annoying sound interrupts your day, notice your body tensing up. Catch that reaction. Drop your resistance and try to match the frequency of the sound. Resilience isn't about forcing the chaotic world to be quiet. It's about training your mind to be permeable so that disturbances can pass through you without leaving a mark.